he? Holy shit. Are we gonna help him?
Put your seatbelt on, Ellie.
Well, what about the guy?
He ain't even hurt.
Alone and forsaken by fate and by man. Oh Lord, if you hear me, take my hand.
Hey guys, this is Glorious Fruit, back at it, another episode review of The Last of Us Episode 4. And so, starting off with a scene where Ellie's hiding a gun from Joel, where basically Joel made it clear that he doesn't want her to have a gun, or whether if it's for to defend herself from people or from the infected. And so you see her playing around with a gun, or I'll probably have like just, photos of that. Next scene is the cute recreation from the game where Ellie finds a country song, she gives it to Joel, Joel plays it. The song is basically from the trailers that they showed, the first trailers from before the show was ever aired just yet.
This is actually before my time. Right. The winter, though.
And then she finds a porn magazine and looking through it, and it's supposed to be from Bill, and then Joel wants her to stop looking at it, and it's kind of funny. I'll show a clip of it a bit. I'll show both for the game version and the show.
Here, this make you all nostalgic?
You know, that is actually before my time. That is a winner, though.
Well, better than nothing. Oh, I'm sure your friend will be missing this tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Light on the reading, but it's got some interesting photos.
Now, Ellie, that ain't for kids.
Whoa! How the hell would he even walk around with that thing?
Get rid of that.
Well, hold your horses. I want to see what all the fuss is about. Oh, why are these all stuck together? I'm just fucking with you. Bye-bye, dude.
Got something else. It's, right on the reading, but it has some interesting pictures.
No. Put that back. That's not for kids.
How do you even walk around with that thing?
Please get rid of it.
Hold your horses. I want to see what all the fuss is about.
And so it's really cute, and this is like the part where Joel has his fatherly behavior, where he's trying to like keep Ellie from seeing anything bad or like experiencing anything bad, and so she throws it out the window. And then the difference is that in the game they're going to Pittsburgh. That's the direction they're heading. In the show, they're going to Kansas. But before they even make it to Kansas, Joel stops for the night because, it's a long trip. He hides the truck in the forest. They're in the forest. He mentions that there is nothing to worry about if the infected, because Ellie asked the question about it, but Joel said, but even though there's no infected, there are people to worry about, because they are because in this world there is no law and order except for the quarantine zones, that people would do anything to live longer, to grab their supplies. So that meant like possibly murder. And so Joel, as Ellie sleeps, and Joel keep watch to make sure that nobody would come near. At the same time, before that happened, before they fall asleep, Ellie talks about her little jokes, which is kind of cute and funny. And I think I might have gone a little out of order, because I think before the whole forest scene, the previous scene, Joel's picking up gas, and Ellie pulls out her joke book, where it's a nice Easter egg, because Ellie finds that joke book in Pittsburgh when they made it there, and she reads the book and say some jokes, and I'll have a clip of it too as well. It's pretty funny.
No matter how much you push the envelope, it'll still be stationary.
And so Joel is just like, I've had enough. Stop, please. These dad jokes. No. And then she says another one in the forest, jumping back to the forest area. They camp out for the night. And then the next morning, you see the little Easter egg that Joel loves coffee, but for almost everybody, like, who doesn't love coffee? And then they're in the car ride. Joel's drinking his coffee. Like, how can you like that stuff? It smells like burnt shit. And Joel is just like casually just sipping on it, like, this is mine. And so they eventually do talk about Joel's past just before he met Ellie, just because Ellie asked about who his brother was and what they were doing before then. And so he says that Tommy, before they're talking about their past, like before the whole outbreak, Tommy joined the army because he wanted to be a hero, but he didn't get that. And though when the outbreak happened, Tommy joined up with some group and headed to Boston, and Joel went with him to protect him. And so they eventually go to Boston. That's where they met Tess. Marlene convinced Tommy to join the Fireflies, and he does. And so Ellie's like, why'd you went along with him? And for them to break up, and so on. And then Joel replies that he's family. He'll do whatever for family. Same thing for Tess. She was like family. And then Ellie asks if she's family. He's like, your cargo. So it's like that point where he's trying to keep a wall, like emotional wall, like between him and Ellie. Just because there's this young girl, roughly around the same age when he lost Sarah from the very beginning of the episode. And so there's that whole emotional one that keeps boarded up. And so fast forward, they make it to Kansas, and it's boarded up, so Joel makes a detour. And then there's this guy, similar to the game, where he pretends to be hurt. Joel's like, tells Ellie to buckle up, and they just step on the accelerator, and then there's this whole shootout when the trucks, all of the tires pop, and they crash inside some store or whatever. And so after Joel takes out some guys, Ellie's hiding inside a little hole. Joel's struggling to take out this one guy that sneaked up on him. Ellie comes out of this hiding hole and shoots him, but she's scared to take away his life with his gun. And then Joel asks her to go back in the hiding hole, and there's this whole, I'll have the clip, but the scene is pretty brutal because you get to see for the second time in the show what Joel is capable of. Like, see Joel beating this Federal soldier just to prevent the Federal soldier from killing Ellie because she was tested infected. And so Joel and Ellie leave. Then you have these people coming in that that were part of the quarantine zone, but like they've broken out. The quarantine zone is no longer there. And so they gave them, in the show, they gave them like more scenes, like more what they're about, because in compared to the game, there's the people that you run into, but they're more for the gameplay's sake, from traveling from the beginning of Pittsburgh to the other side. And so you don't really get to know them much. You only know that they're pretty brutal. They'll take out anyone who crosses in the city. And so it didn't matter if you were old, young, family, kids, whatnot, they will take them out. Here, it seemed like people are from the quarantine zone that took over the federal military, and now they're running the place. It doesn't seem like they're as brutal, but they're still pretty brutal compared to the game. the lady who's in charge, I think it's Kathleen. I might have gotten her name wrong. If I did, I'll probably have it in text all around the video. She interrogates one old guy trying to look for Henry. Eventually, she does shoot him. And so they're looking for Henry. They do look in the building that's abandoned. They open up a door, which I'll have a clip, where you see the asphalt or cement floating up and you hear growling. And that's supposed to be the foreshadowing of a bloater that, you know, for sure you already seen. Like, if you've been keeping up with the show, you've seen, like, what's to come up. And you see a quick clip of the bloater. And it's pretty cool because I hope they keep the same behavior of a bloater. And I won't say any more just because, you know, it's very sick. Even though I kind of spoiled a bit from the previous video I made for episode 3 review. And so, moving on, Joel and Ellie eventually find a place to hide, and then they walk like 30 upstairs, the 30th level, just to hide from everybody. And so Joel has this cool thing where he dumps glass so he can hear the people walking inside, so that he'll be alerted. But Ellie makes up a point where, like, Joel probably can't hear. Like, she noticed that Joel can't hear from his right side, and Joel said it's because from all the shooting that he did. And so he asked her to stick with just a knife instead of with the gun, using the gun. And they have this whole next scene where Ellie pulls out her joke book again. And I will play the clip. And
Did you know diarrhea is hereditary?
What?
Yeah. It runs in your genes.
That is so goddamn stupid.
You laughed, motherfucker.
I laughed.
it's pretty funny. I thought it was funny. And then afterwards, Joel does sleep on his left side of the ear, so the ear that he's bad in, the right side, he didn't notice that there was people that came in. And then Henry's pointing a gun at Ellie, and then you see Sam pointing at a gun at Joel. And this is pretty interesting because, it still happens. They're pointing guns at each other, but in the game, Joel and Ellie, they escape from the people. I don't think they had a gang name, the ones that were in Pittsburgh, but they run into the building, and I believe Henry jumps Joel, and they're fighting out. Sam points a gun at Joel, and that's how they meet. And I'll just say it for the game, just because they might change. It seems like Henry and Sam were part of Kansas. So for the game side, they stop fighting. They don't shoot each other. They don't have like a Mexican standoff kind of thing, where Henry mentions that they're on the good side. They're not from this city because the people don't carry children around with them. And so that's how Henry knew that Joel and Ellie, they're fine. In this show, who knows what it is, because it seemed like they still kept like families from the Kansas quarantine zone. So it'll be interesting to see what kind of characteristic that Henry and Sam will have, and the same thing for the people that were from the Kansas quarantine zone. And another thing to point out for Henry from the game, they were also traveling through Pittsburgh because they were gonna meet up with people in a radio tower so they can go meet up with the Fireflies. That was their whole ordeal, why they were traveling through Pittsburgh, but most of the group that they were with are gone. And the show's version, I guess they're part of the Kansas quarantine zone. So, yeah, it'll be interesting to see. what is to come up for the next week's episode. I think this is pretty interesting because, for one, this is my favorite part of the chapter in the game because you do a mixture of both. You fight against people and you also fight against the infected. So I hope that the next episodes that come in, that they're like while they're in Kansas, does not disappoint, because I really like this part of the chapter of in the game. And I think and for a little extra, they added in the bloater in the game. I mean, in the show, I mean, where in the game, I believe you don't fight a bloater when you're with Henry and Sam. But yeah, I think that's pretty much that covers the overview of the episode. And or I guess one more thing to add in, it seems like that Sam might be younger compared to the game, because Sam was like a couple of years younger than Ellie. And that's probably the last thing that I almost missed, where the show changed it up a bit. And I'll leave it at that because I don't want to spoil it for anyone who has not played the game. And I hope that you, if you own a console like the PS4 or PC, that you'll have the chance to play the game after the show, just experience the changes they made. And if you're able to watch the show, they do explain at the end what they do, the changes they make. And for those of you who can't watch the show just because HBO kind of thing, it's like strictly region only in North America. I don't know if those of you who don't know, they're showing it in Amazon. And if you have Amazon Prime, you're able to watch the episodes. I don't know if you get the same experience from HBO, where towards the end of the episode, you get a preview. In addition, after the preview, you get the whole explanation of what they did in the show, what they changed with the game, and so on. And so, for those of you who really watch the show, and you guys were watching it, illegally, risking your phone or laptop, Amazon Prime has it. So if you have Amazon Prime, definitely check it out. And at least I hope it's not region locked, where it's like North America only, that would really suck. But yeah, I think that's about it for this episode review. Thank you guys for watching, and I hope you liked the video. If you do, give this video a like to help this video grow and this channel. And don't forget to subscribe. Every subscriber helps me. I love doing this. It's fun, and I hope to increase my community. And yeah, can't thank you guys enough. All right, see you guys.
Oh, man. I hate cliffhangers.